Where are you from, young lady? Sorry, Russian?
Yeah.
I've been to Russia.
Oh, yeah, where?
Moscow, and then I was in the Moscow train station. I took a train to Belarus, to Minsk.
Wow. Nice. I never got to go to Belarus.
And then from Minsk, I took Aeroflot
Uh-huh.
to, we should call it Aeroflot, and to Perm.
Oh, okay. That's like the hardcore Russian place. Yeah.
I was working up there. Very interesting times.
When was it?
1995.
Oh my god, that's like the scary, yeah.
Scary times.
Yeah, it was.
One of their favorite sayings was, yesterday's KGB, today's businessman.
It's basically our government, so.
So it was intense. Straight ahead of the boat, up in the trees there, we're going to see a great big bald eagle's nest. And there's 2 eaglets in the nest. They're straight ahead of the boat, up about 80% of the way up the tree.
Oh yeah.
I see an eaglet on the right in the middle of the nest right now. They're all black, and you usually just see their beak moving around a little bit. They're hard because that's such a dark. Oh, you see them moving up there? And we should get some activity. I think I see one over to the left. They're jet black right now. They're really hard to spot in the nest. These eaglets are about 2 weeks from first flight. So we're really hoping for the best for them. They've been in that nest for 4.5 months now. Their parents do of course, all the feeding, and all their food to this date is, regurgitated from the parents. So they stay with their parents for a full year. And it's a great location. Activity up there today, but usually in the sun they're really active. They're up on the edge of the nest because they're all black, so they heat up. But and they're almost full size. When they leave the nest, they only gain about another pound and a half in their life. So they're virtually full size, which is always nice. I got a buddy of mine with a really nice dacha right outside of Leningrad. Invited me there, but right now it's a little, I don't want to get drafted. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that when things settle down.
I know, me too.
Dacha's like a cottage.
Yeah. That area must be really nice. You get to see life.
And it's interesting there in Russia, he owns his apartment and he's been in this there. All the stuff, the subway token from the Moscow subway. The little yellow token. I have one of those as a memory. I didn't know that he can have a card now. It's not the same. I miss the caviar. I miss the bread. I miss the potato salads. Potato salads were good. but very nice in here. They'll be feeding here on fish just at the mouth of these inlets. Once you get up into the inlet, there's not near as many fish, but just at the mouth here, there's quite a few. And they tend to stay down for quite a while.
So pretty.
All the way down there at the end where the sun looks like it's trying to break through is at the very end of this inlet is, well, that's called a lion's mane. And once it turn red, they'll sting you like you wouldn't believe. So when they're orange like that, they're fine, you can touch them. When they're red, just like anything, I guess it's danger sign. And yeah, you got to stay away from them. But way at the end of this inlet is, it starts into Strathcona Park.
Oh.
We've got, if I brought you down to those mountains way down, there's another 70-kilometer hike to Campbell River. Very intense. I dropped groups off there of, hikers and stuff that are really into it. No novice on that trip. Because it's rated for 5 days, so you got to be, you got to be prepared, and it can't. Based on that time frame, I don't think it's level. In just a moment, far over to our left, down the way there, you're going to see the village of Opitsit, and that is a First Nations village that has just been recorded at 4,200 years old. So they erected their first totem pole last year on Canada Day to signify how important the village is and how old it is. It's one of our local travelers. This island right here was used by the colonialists for a cemetery because it was an original burial ground for the First Nations, and they just plowed out a section and put a cemetery in there with about 60 grave sites, and they would be Norwegians, Swedish, Finnish, Japanese. They were all here fishing, and then you'd have Americans and British. And they put about 60 grave sites in there that occasionally people go in and visit, but very rare. Kind of morbid. You go to a cemetery. You can see the mud flats here. These are tidal, and basically they go down the whole way. So there's tons of plant beds in here. It's unbelievable. The First Nations harvest on these plant beds a lot on the big moons. Today what you're going into is going to be a rainforest that's 20,000 years old, and it hasn't never been manipulated by us in any fashion. So when a tree reaches old age here, which is about 2,000 to 2,200 years old, and it falls over, but it still has its fruit ball attached, it's laying down on the ground and it sets. Oh, we do have a few seals straight ahead of us. Right at the water's edge there. Directly ahead of the boat. Hanging out. Now these are harbor seals, so they don't really leave the inside of the harbor. This is a family unit where the female, the white one, which is well over to the right, is the oldest and the matriarch of all of them. So she decides when they go out of the water and goes back in. Depends on whether whale activity, whatever the case may be. How many boats go by, how annoyed they are. They know me pretty well, so they very rarely react to me. But or my boat. But in some cases they can get quite scared. There was the other day I talked to a guy that was like within 5 meters of us. And I was like, and he's like, I'd rather be a bull than a cow. And I said, you're going to be in the water when I run you over if you do that again. So every one of these is of the same species, and not one of them looks the same. But mom there is around 20 years old, and she's almost pure white now. And interesting enough, they're born jet black, so that one way over to the left is only 2 years old, maybe 3. And he's jet black. He hasn't even started to get his spots or anything yet. And she went exactly from black all the way to white with a little bit of gray and some gray spots in there, and it's a constant transition. Aren't they lovely? I see them lots. You can see how she's just on her way to being completely white. And they're curious. They're curious of us just like we are of them. They seem to be one of the most common species that don't react to boating. You know, to people coming up. Well, you get too close, of course, she's gonna protect your young. Oh, there's a young one right there. They're affectionately known locally as rock sausages because they just do not have any grace outside the water. Now, if we were on the deluxe tour, I'd be pulling out orcas and everything. No, those are unpredictable. And there certainly wouldn't be seals there if there was any orcas around. So today you're going to be going into the rainforest, and you have two choices. You can stay on the boardwalk, get to the end of the boardwalk, and decide to turn around. That's the short version, and then you walk back on the boardwalk. That's approximately an hour. At the end of the boardwalk, you also have the option of following the blue flags into the rainforest. That will lead you to a white plastic pipe, which is an old water line from back in the 70s for the community. You follow that, which I flagged for you with blue flags. Just about at the end of the white pipe, but not quite, the blue flags will abruptly switch to pink. Don't concern yourself, it's the same trail. You're going to go be a sign that says return to boat. And you have 30 minutes from that sign back to the dock where I dropped you off originally. Please call me from the sign. You of course don't have to stay together, but Mr. by himself, if you could try to hook up with somebody, that would be better for me.
Sure. Yeah.
What's your name?
Josh.
Sorry?
Josh.
Josh? There's a different humidity level in there, so don't be concerned about the rain. You'll barely notice it in there. And it's very dry right now. This is the first rain we've had in like quite a while. So, and this isn't rain. So yeah, it'll still be really dry. Jeez, I was supposed to pick that guy up last night. Confidence building, eh? So here's a card for each group. There's one for you. There's one over here. And there's one for the ladies. Right here.
Thank you.
Enjoy your time. Please go up. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh no, sorry, it's Pasiba.
That's so pretty. Whoa, do you feel like everything's moving?
Enjoy your time. Thank you. On Facebook, I prefer to be called Johnny Quest. I told everybody I forgot you last night, you know. So they're really confident of my ability. I think everybody, if they were nervous, they're really nervous. Das Pidania.
How's your cameras for the water?